Hey guys, Sean with the Sean Michael Simulation here. In this video, I'm going to tell you about possibly the most interesting photographic product that I have purchased in a long time. This is the Fujifilm Instax Mini EVO, and it's a hybrid camera. As a digital camera, if you look at its specs, you're not going to be impressed. It has a relatively small sensor. It has a fixed focal length, 28mm equivalent lens, and it's pretty basic, but it has a secret, and that is it is also a printer. It can not only print the photographs that it takes digitally, it can also work as a smartphone printer. So you could, if you wanted to, take pictures with your smartphone, send them to this camera, and it will print them for you. Or you can use the camera itself to take pictures, which I really advise that you do, because Fujifilm always does such a wonderful job with the styling of its cameras, and you can see it really has a very charming vintage look that really brings out people's personalities. It makes people smile. People love having their picture taken with this camera. When they see the camera itself, their eyes kind of light up. What's great about it is there are a number of filters and effects that you can apply to your digital images. The camera is perfect for the Instagram generation, you know, for all the people who enjoy taking pictures with their cell phones and then applying various filters to get that vintage look. Fujifilm has always done a wonderful job with its film simulation filters or color settings in its various cameras, and this is no exception. You have two dials you can rotate on the camera to adjust its settings. There's one on the front on the lens, and so you can adjust lens effects. For example, there's a soft focus effect, a vignette, half frame, double exposure, a mirror effect, light leaks, all sorts of weird cool stuff. And then you have a dial in the upper left of the camera, and by rotating that you can change the color settings to vivid, to black and white, sepia, retro, and so forth. You can just take photographs as you wish digitally, and anytime you get a photograph that you like, there's a little magic lever on the back of the camera, and let me show you what happens when you flip the lever. It takes just a moment or so to kind of format the image and get it ready to print, and then it shoots it out the side of the camera. This uses actual film, instant film, that's also by Fujifilm, and it's in the Instax Mini format. This format is really perfect for social events. If you're at a party, if you're at a friend's house, if you're hanging out in a restaurant or bar. One thing I've enjoyed doing over the past few weeks since I got my camera is bringing out with me. My wife and I go out to dine in restaurants, and a lot of times I'll just be chatting with the bartender or the server, and I'll take their photograph and watch their face light up, and then I will hand them the photograph as like a little souvenir that they can prop with them in the restaurant or take home with them. And it really makes people's day when you give them a printed, tangible photograph on paper. And that's what the Instax system is all about. I really like the mini format because it's so versatile, and they make a lot of different film styles. There's monochrome, contact sheet, there's black and white, confetti, and then there's the standard Instax Mini, which has a white border. So you can kind of play around with the different film formats, and with all the different filters you can apply to your pictures, you can get really creative with the camera and come up with some really fun stuff on the fly. So you can see this picture is developing. Photos take approximately 90 seconds or so to develop, and this particular film is in a style called Macron, which has just different colors around the border. So this has kind of a pale blue color. And this was a bartender at a restaurant where we had dinner a couple of nights ago. And it's just kind of fun to be able to take these photos, print them immediately, and share them. And I think the camera's really a great deal. I pre-ordered mine, but they're coming in and out of stock. If you're interested in checking out more reviews of this camera and seeing what the current price is, there will be a link beneath this video. Click that link and it'll take you to the relevant Amazon page for the camera. But overall, I really love it. I would say it's almost a revolutionary product. And Fuji got so much right with this camera, it's hard to really complain. It does have a built-in internal battery, which is fine, but the recharge is kind of the old-fashioned micro USB. You know, in this day and age, I would really prefer to see USB-C charging. Other than that, it's a pretty wonderful camera. It's got a built-in flash. I've gotten some great photos with it. Now, if you look at the specs of the camera, you are not going to be impressed at all with the digital side of things. It's good enough, you know, in these days of 60 megapixel monsters. This camera will really remind you of digital cameras that you might have purchased 15 years ago in terms of general specs, performance specs. But the sum of the camera is greater than its parts, and when you actually start to see the results, I think you will be pleased. And that's especially true once you start printing out photos, because that's where the magic really happens. Yes, I would like, I guess, a faster lens and a bigger sensor and some other, maybe a more metal build quality, but then it would cost a lot more than $200. And so I think the compromises that Fuji has made have been worth it overall. The film costs about $7 or $8 for a pack of 10 prints. So each print is costing around 70 cents, give or take. So overall, it's pretty reasonable considering what you're getting. So that's the Fujifilm Instax Mini EVO camera. Really a wonderful product from Fujifilm. I highly recommend it.